So last time we were talking already about the law of Kamma and also looking at it from a scientific perspective. Today I would like to bring up a very nice distinction that we find in the Vipanga book of the Ariyadhammika. It speaks about 4 factors that support or prevent the ripening of wholesome and unwholesome Kamma. It's mentioned in Ariyadhammika 3 ETS version, page 338. So it divides in sampati and vipati factors. Sampati supports the ripening of fast wholesome Kamma and prevents the ripening of fast unwholesome Kamma. And vipati states, which we could translate as maleficent states, is the opposite. So they support and make ripen unwholesome Kamma from the past, and they prevent the ripening of wholesome Kamma. So which are these 4 states? I will first give you an overview and then we will discuss them in detail. The first one is called Gati. Gati in Pali refers to course of existence, plane of existence, or birth also. Second one is called Upati. Upati refers to appearance, also personality. Number 3 is Kala, time. And number 4 is by yoga, meaning effort or skill in means. And these 4 things can be either beneficent or maleficent. But of course, they themselves, they are also the result of Kamma. Where you're born, in which plane of existence, that is itself already a result of past Kamma. But where you're born also has influence on other Kamma that can ripen. For example, you're born in a bad plane of existence as an animal or even in hell, then that makes it very likely and very easy for other bad Kamma to ripen and manifest. And you won't get the results of your good Kamma, which we also have. But at that time, almost exclusively bad Kamma can ripen. So these 4 states help to develop and help to prevent wholesome and unwholesome Kamma from ripening. Let's look at the first one, Gati, course of existence or birth. This can be in relation either to plane of existence or to family. There are planes of existence which are almost exclusively pleasant. So if you're born in one of the Devalokas, then your past wholesome Kamma can ripen there. Even though we all have wholesome and unwholesome Kamma, once we are born in the Devaloka, almost exclusively wholesome Kamma can ripen. Whereas if you're born as a human being, as we all know, we get pleasant things, but we also experience unpleasant things in our life. So if you get sick or you experience people mistreating you, that can all be the result of unwholesome Kamma, or people steal things from you, these kind of things. So in the human plane we get both. We get a lot of wholesome results, but also unwholesome results. Then we go lower a little bit into the betas, hungry ghosts, spirits. They already have a fair deal more of suffering and often very little happiness. Animals likewise, well, it's all about killing and not getting killed. You look in nature and it's very interesting when you watch animals. Almost all of them, they're constantly in fear. They're always anxious, looking around, is there a predator, is there somebody who can threaten their life? So being an animal is basically a constant struggle just to stay alive. Maybe apart from lions or some few animals who don't have many other animals who could kill them. Well, they're all exposed to humans, so even as a lion you're not off the hook. So animals are also not so desirable. And then of course in Buddhist cosmology we also speak about hell or even different planes of hells. There only your past unwholesome Kamma can give results. So you will experience exclusively unpleasant things. Gati can also mean family. When you're born to a certain family, some families, they are very good, they have good contact with each other, they are good standing in society, with their neighbors and friends. So it's very likely for you also to experience a lot of pleasant things in your life. Also financially, if your family is well-to-do, then you will be well supported probably. So that makes it easy for your own wholesome Kamma also to ripen. Whereas if you're born to a family where there's a lot of struggle, a lot of disputes, that can make it easy also for your own unwholesome karma to ripen. So you will also get these kind of experiences. But it doesn't mean that we're a complete victim to those things. We can change things, we can change our reaction to those environmental influences, we can change our reaction to other people. But at first we experience something. Whether this is pleasant or unpleasant, that is largely determined by our past karma. Okay, that's the first factor. I think clear so far, right? Let's move on to the second one. Upati means appearance as well as personality. So just think about, some people are very handsome or beautiful, and some are less attractive or maybe even ugly. I think we've all experienced, or witnessed at least, that handsome, beautiful people have it easier in life sometimes. Wherever they go, even if they want to apply for a job, or if they want to get some documents from some government officials, just give a smile and then everything works out. Whereas if your appearance, your personality is not so charming and likable, then you have it more difficult sometimes. So basically, your appearance, your personality has an influence on whether other good karma can ripen or not. Okay? Also, whether you're healthy or sickly. Definitely, if you have a healthy body, that will make it easy for you to be happy and in a good mood compared to if you have a very sickly body, getting sick very easily. Also, likable, dislikable. So some people, without doing any spiritual training, just by nature, they are very likable. So you just want to be with this guy or with this person because he's just such a charming, nice, kind. You just like this person. Not necessarily a handsome or attractive person. You don't have so much influence on that one. You can work on it, but mostly it's probably in your genes to some degree, the family. So it's all conditioned by the past, the karma, of course. Just want to mention at this point because I mentioned genes. Nowadays in the West, often the genes, they make me like this. Or the genes are the cause. People tend to overlook that which genes you get is also the result of your past karma. The fact that you have good genes is a result, which is in itself then a cause for other things. It's not the original cause. Yes?
So you choose your parents well. Like you choose the good genes of your parents, or maybe you are drawn to good genes or bad genes.
I think it's not so voluntary. I mean, who would choose the bad parents then? I think it's not a matter of choice. If you have good karma, it propels you in this condition. And if your karma is not sufficient, even you could maybe already see that this will not work out so well, it will still propel you there. And now it's very common, especially in New Age circles or New Age thinking, but that's not really Theravada, but there's some speculation that if you have good karma, that you have influence on where you're born and also to which parents you're born. If your karma is good enough, you can downgrade if you like and have some influence on that. Otherwise everybody would choose to be born as a deva, wouldn't we? Or at least as a human being, have a good family, rich family, a healthy body. It's just a matter of choice who would choose otherwise.
Some teachers in Theravada also say that like stream enterer and above can choose.
Yeah, I heard that also. Yeah. So if your karma is there and supporting, then like for a stream enterer, then there might be some choice. But according to Ariyadhammika, rebirth happens so fast. You have the dying moment, and immediately after you have the moment of rebirth. So there's no time to choose, no time to relax, and no time even to take a breath, according to Theravada teachings. As mentioned the other day, the sutta seems to involve a longer time span, because it even says the Bodhisattva, the Buddha to be, entered the mother womb mindfully and fully aware. So if you have time to be mindful and fully aware, see your mother having intercourse with your father, well, that involves some longer time span than just a split second. There are also other indications in the sutras, but it's not enough time for that today. But appearance and personality, I think, definitely has an influence on the ripening of either good or bad karma. Number 3 was time, kala. Whether we were born at a time when there is peace or war. So if you're just born in a war-stricken country or at a time where there is war, you might have also lots of good karma, but naturally you will experience some unpleasant things, and your unwholesome karma will get much more chance to ripen compared to if you were born in a safe and peaceful time. Likewise, in a social stability or social unrest, food or famine. There are some periods where there's plenty of food available, and some periods where there's famine. So if you're just born at the time of famine, well, you experience that. And most importantly, I would say, whether the sasana, the Buddha's dispensation, is still alive or not. That's a very important factor, I would say. Because we could be born as a very high Brahma and completely miss out on this dispensation that we're having right now. Because if your lifespan is so long, you wouldn't encounter the Buddha's teachings. So if you're born even in a good plane, but at the wrong time, then there are some opportunities we are missing out. That's the third one. Let's move on to number 4. Effort or skill in means. The ability of a person to make effort and to know the right means to do so in the right area. For example, sometimes you need to make effort to overcome a sickness. Some sicknesses, they get cured by themselves. But for some, you have to do something. Either you have to exercise, or you have to use a certain diet. It requires effort to get out of it. But if a person is very weak in effort, then that will make it difficult for him to overcome sicknesses. For various problems in life, being able to make effort and strive to overcome it is essential, especially when it comes to unwholesome mental states. That's not the time to say, yeah, that's how it is, that's me, I'm just such a hateful person, it's perfect the way it is, I don't want to change anything, just accept it. You should love me the way I am, unconditionally. Yeah, you hear that a lot these days. So all of us, we have talents and skills in certain areas. So some people are very skilled to make things with their hands, others are very skilled in art or music or painting. But if you speak with a professional musician, you ask him, well, how much of your accomplishment and of your skill, what's the reason for it, or why are you so good? Almost all of them, they will say it's 99% effort, hard work, and maybe 1% talent. So even if you have talent, to make good use of your talent, you still need effort. Even if you are a gifted meditator, there are millions of gifted meditators out there, but they don't come to places like this, they don't come to monasteries, they don't get guidance and instructions, and especially if you don't make effort. So even if you hear the guidance and instructions, but if you don't make effort to put it into practice, all your talent doesn't use much. Okay? So effort is a cause for the ripening of other good karma. But it also involves to know in which area to make effort and where to use one's skills. Because you can use them for right things, but also for wrong things. Like somebody could be very skilled in athletics or running, he can run very fast, which is ideal if you want to become a professional thief. Or a practically skilled person who is good at doing things with his hands, maybe he chooses a job in the library, but that's not exactly what fits his skills. And also, effort, of course, is also very important in the spiritual path. So that would be the right effort when you apply it to the development of sila, samadhi, and panya. So to be able to make effort in the right area is the road to success, both in the spiritual sense and also in the worldly sense. Whatever you want to achieve, effort is quite useful. So one question that can occur is how to deal with the maleficent states, with the vipatti states. If you are not born handsome, or if you are not born in a rich family, or maybe you are not such a striver by nature, how to deal with that? So the answer is khanti, patient endurance. We have to work with what we have. Whether you are handsome or not, whether you are well-to-do or not, we have to endure that and be patient with it, and develop a sense of equanimity towards it. But at the same time also we strive and try to create good karma, which will be the cause for future sampatti states, for future beneficent states. So we are patient and endure with equanimity the unbeneficent states, and those beneficent states that we do have, we should make good use of them. Not just waste all the good things that we have in our life or take them for granted. So if you are healthy more or less, and if you are in a financially safe, secure position, and you have good relations with your family, if you are born in a safe country or live in a safe place, then we should not only enjoy those things, but also make good use of them. Good use to produce further good karma, but also good use to use it for spiritual practice. Because that's the time when you can really dedicate yourself for spiritual practice. If everything is burning and your whole life is falling apart, well, it's not so easy then to say, okay, I will do some meditation. So if you have those conditions in place to some degree, that's good enough to start with the spiritual path. So in this way, we can make good use of it, and we create also new good karma for future beneficent states. So I found that classification that comes actually from the Ariyadhammika very interesting, very useful. It helps us to appreciate the things we have, and also to see the urgency to create good karma, which will be the cause for future sampatti states, for future beneficent states.